Alrighty, so it is Monday, and this week, so we're up on the top layer now. We moved it up to the top one. So this week, you're going to have the last lesson today, which kind of brings everything together, talking about arithmetic and geometric sequences and series. Okay? Then tomorrow we'll have a review. Then on Wednesday we have a kind of like a in-class performance task type thing. It's more review type stuff. But then Thursday is the day. Okay? So Thursday is the day of your test. Okay? Which means that if you haven't turned in the homework stamp sheet from the first half of class, or the first half of the unit, that's due that day. If you have turned it in, you'll get it back tomorrow. Or if you've probably gotten it back already. But then that also means that the second half stamp sheet is also due on Thursday. And so tonight's going to be the last homework that we have for that one on that stamp sheet too. Okay? So you have 2 stamp sheets, this one, and any and all of your quiz corrections are also due. Okay? Next. So with that being said, we are in the white packet today. We're going to be on page 31 to start. If you wanted to spin your white packet to page 31, there is a 3-question retrieval there that I would like you to do at this time. Ashley, what do you think? 4 minutes? We'll go with it. Let's play a little game of what do you know? So in number 1, what do you know? What do you got? Okay, so we know that the first term is 3. Okay, that's one thing we know. It's another thing that we know. What is the common ratio? 5. So that means that what? If it's a common ratio.
That every time it times term is previous times 5.
So we're always multiplying by 5? Okay. So what do we know based off of that one? We'll keep building off of what we just learned. Okay. So Anna said that we multiply by 5 to get the next term. What do we know? Multiply by 5 to get the next term. What do we know?
5 times 3 equals the next term.
Okay.
Yeah, 15
Okay, 15 would be the second term. What do we know? It's geometric. Alright? So if it's asking us for an explicit, we're going to have to get a geometric explicit equation. Okay? Alright, so what does the geometric explicit equation start with? Half of n. Yep, they all start with half of n. Okay? What comes next? This is where having out your yellow packet might help too, because remember last week we put on our yellow packets some quick notes and stuff.
3 times 5 to n minus 1.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you said 3 times 5 to the n minus 1 power.
Yeah.
Okay? Yep. Do we all agree with that? Okay? So then we do a quick check in our brains. If we plug in 1 for n, what should we get out? If we plug in 1 for n, what should we get out? We should get out 3 because that's my first term, right? Okay? 1 minus 1 is 0. 5 to the 0 power is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Fantastic. You two both told me that the second term was 15, right? Okay? So if I plug in 2, I should get out 15, right? Okay? 2 minus 1. 1. 5 to the first power. 5 times 3. 15 works out. Okay? So that is our explicit equation. Okay. Number 2, what do we know? It's what? It's arithmetic. How do we know it's arithmetic? Okay. Even more importantly, how do we know it's arithmetic and not geometric?
Because we're adding 19 instead of multiplying and dividing.
No. Look at my geometric explicit. Look at my arithmetic explicit.
I think it's instead of the parentheses, it has S-A-N at the end.
No. I like where you're going with that. It doesn't have parentheses, but
You don't have n minus 1 to the power.
we don't have an exponent. The variable n is not in the exponent. Okay? That is how you tell the difference. In a geometric, the variable is going to be up in the exponent. In an arithmetic, it's just going to be down with the normal numbers. Okay? Okay? So, what else do we know? We know now that it's arithmetic and not geometric. What else do we know? Like this game. What do we know? The first term is negative 27. Does anybody agree with the first term being negative 27? Either. If we don't agree with negative 27 being the first term, what is the first term then? Negative 8. How'd you get that?
Because it's going, if you put 1 in for n.
If we put 1 in for n, we get negative 8. Yep. Okay. So, what else do we know?
The common ratio, or the common difference is -27.
Negative 27. How do I know that it's negative 27?
Because it's connected to n.
Exactly. That's 100%. It's connected to n. Yep. It's in that, if we were to think about it as a line, right? It's in that slope position. It's that rate of change. Negative 27 is our common difference. Okay? So now that we know that it's arithmetic, and now that we know that the common difference is negative 27, now we can write ourselves a recursive equation. How does it start? F of n. Yep, they all start F of n. Okay. What comes next? F of n minus 1. And then? Minus 27. Is that enough for a recursive? What else do we need? F of 1 equals what? You sure it's 8? f of 1 equals how much? Negative 8. Okay. All right. Using the table, create 3 equivalent explicit equations that all correct. Well, what kind of a sequence is it?
No. Arithmetic.
It is. Why is it arithmetic?
It's going down by 7.
It's going down by 7 each time. Yep, that change is the same. Okay, so we're going down by 7. So that means that my common difference is negative 7. So one of them that we could have gotten out of the top one would have been f of n equals 13 minus 7 times n minus 34. Off the second line, f of n equals 6 minus 7, n minus 35. Off the third one, f of n equals negative 7 times n minus 36, then minus 1. Okay. Top one could have been negative 7 times the quantity n minus 34, then plus 13. We're going to put the plus 13 at the end. We could put the plus 6 at the end there. Okay. F of n equals negative 7 times n minus 37 minus 8. And lastly, okay, 8, carry the 2, 238, 200, no, 50, 238 plus 13, 248, 251. All of them simplify down to be that one. Yep. Love it. Okay. We're going to play that game, What Do You Know, a lot today. Okay? Because here's the deal. We're going to give you one of these 6 things in a situation. And then you're going to have to find the other 5. Okay? All right? So, for instance, number 1 says, I know that the first 5 terms of a sequence are 0, negative 6, negative 12, negative 18, and negative 24. Okay? What do you know based off of that? Okay? Based off of those first 5 terms, what do you know? Okay, so that would be, so what do you know? I'm not adding 6 each time. No, that would be going up then. Okay, so we're subtracting 6 each time. Okay, so what do we know? It's arithmetic because it's always subtracting 6, right? Okay, so the first thing that we know is that it is arithmetic. Okay, what's the second thing we know? What do you know?
Was it subtracted by 6?
So what's that? The what?
What do you mean? What's that?
We have a name for what we're doing.
Oh. What do you know? Oh, everybody?
We already know that it's arithmetic. What do we know? We already established what type of sequence it is, so we might as well just work down the list, right? Okay, so what do we know on the second one?
Common difference is 6.
Common difference is
Negative 6.
-6, yeah, because we're going down. Okay? So that would be the second thing that we know. That our common difference, because it's arithmetic, is -6. Okay? What else do we know? Working down the list. What's next? Just as an FYI, you are going to need to know this on Thursday. And you should know how this one problem should have taken us 2 total minutes. If you know what you're doing. Or if you have your cheat sheet right out in front of you, like I told you to do earlier. What's the next thing that we know? Braden, what's the next thing that we know? Good thing I woke you up. Oh yeah.
First term 0.
First term 0. Okay.
That the explicit equation is f of n equals -6 times n minus 1 plus 0.
Do I need to write that plus 0 part at the end? Oops. My 6 didn't 6. So we can just write it like that. I wouldn't take off if you put the plus 0 at the end. All right. What else do we know? We're through the hard ones. Now we're on the easy ones.
F of n equals f of n minus n minus 1 minus 6 to f of 1 equals 0.
Could have I also, you are correct. Could have I also put in there at the end f of 2 equals -6? Could have I put f of 3 equals -12? F of 4 equals -18? F of 6 equals -30? Even though it's not up there. Yep, exactly. Okay. Are there any terms that are missing? Not really, right? We got the first 5. Okay, so that one's good. Do we need to make a table? Well, we could, right? We very easily could. Okay. Whoa, that should have been a -24 there. Okay, with me? Love it. Okay, your job now, I'm going to give you 20 minutes, which is more than enough time. Your job now is to do, I think there's 7 total of them. How many are there? 5. Yep, there's 7 total of them. Okay, you're going to play the game now at your tables. What do I know? And answer all of those questions. I'll leave the I'll leave this part up here so that you know what you have to get for each of those 7. Okay? Go for it. Let's start with number 2. What is number 2? What you got? It is geometric. Yep, for sure. First thing, it is geometric. Okay. It already gave us the constant ratio, right? So we don't need to find R. Okay. So what's the explicit formula to go along with it?
F of n equals 5 times 3 to the power of n minus 1.
Okay. What's the recursive formula to go along with it?
F of n equals 3 times f parentheses n minus 1.
So if you said this one was f of n, what would you say the other one was then?
3,
Yep.
and then parentheses f, and then parentheses n.
So if this one is f of n, how do I say this one?
3 of n.
If this one was f of n, right? How do I say this then? How do I say that one?
So just the letters.
If this is f of n, how do I say that one?
3 of f and
3 times what? How do I say it? Anybody, help her out. F of n minus 1. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Agree with me on that one? One more thing we need from that though. Okay. Any missing terms? No missing terms. Make a table. What's up?
I was supposed to say, we were supposed to just add the next term after, before the F1.
What do you mean?
Like that, the 3 times F in minus 1 with 15 after.
Did you go f of 2 equals 15?
Oh,
If you went f of 2 equals 15, then you could put f of 2 equals 15 here. And so on and so forth, right? Okay, love it. Number 3. Type is it? Why is it arithmetic? Not enough.
no exponents.
Nope,
is it
because it's a line. Yep, it's a line. Yep, it's linear. Okay, so it's arithmetic. So this is the point 0, 11. This is the point 9, 5. So my common difference would be negative 2/3. Because I went down 6 while I went 9 spaces over. Okay. Explicit formula. We could put that one in y equals mx plus b style. Recursive formula. 5 was missing terms. We don't have any missing terms. Okay. And 6 was a table, but we're good with that. Okay. Questions on that one? All right. Oops, jumped ahead. I forgot they're down here. We know the explicit equation for this one. What is it? Why is it geometric? Because it's got exponents. What's my R? 3, because it's what has the exponent, right? Your R value is what has the exponent. So R is 3. Okay, we got the explicit, so then we got the recursive. What's my first term? -10. Love it. Fifth one. Which type is it? Why is it arithmetic? We don't have any exponents in any recursive. Because it says we're adding 4, right? We're not multiplying by 4. We're adding 4. So that makes it arithmetic. Okay. Common difference. 4. If that's my recursive, what's my explicit?
4
Works for me. Got the recursive, yeah, good. Good all the way through, right? Okay, love it. I know that the sequence models the value of a car originally costs $26,500 but loses 10% of its value each year. What type is it? Geometric. Yep, percentage always is geometric. If it loses 10%, how much does it retain then? 90%, so my R value is 0.9. Yep. Oops, I forgot the 0.9. Nope, that should have been F1. Okay. Last one, number 7. I know that the first term of the sequence is -2. I know the fifth term is -1/8. What do you know? What do you know?
Well, f of 1 becomes -2.
Okay. And?
Well, if you do last equals
No.
no.
What's the only other thing that we know? We only know one more thing. We know that f of 1 is -2. And what's the only other thing that we know? F of 5 is -1/8. That's the only two things we know, right? Didn't tell us that it was geometric. Didn't tell us it was arithmetic. Didn't tell us we were multiplying by something. Didn't tell us we were adding or subtracting something. Okay? So that's the only thing we know. F of 1 is -2. F of 5 is -8. That's it. That's all you know. Okay? So we can't do anything. We can't come up with a figuring out if it's an arithmetic or a geometric because we don't know. We can't come up with a common ratio or a common difference because we don't know what it is. We can't come up with a recursive or explicit formula for it because we don't know what it is. We can't even fill in terms in between. We can't fill in any missing terms because, again, we don't know what it is. Okay? Your homework this evening should be the last in your packet. And I will stamp them